Reflecting on the events that transpired 3 decades ago when I was just 5 years old, the memory remains vivid yet blurred by the passage of time. Distinguishing between truth and embellishment can be challenging, but these are the recollections that have remained strong in my mind. Despite the gloomy overcast sky and the occasional drizzle, the children at morning daycare, myself included, were undeterred from enjoying outdoor recess on the playground. Being naturally quiet as a child, I frequently engaged in solitary activities like swinging on the swings or, on this particular day, occupying myself with larger toy trucks in the spacious lawn. As I sat alone, engrossed in my play, I suddenly felt a gentle impact on my back. Turning around, I spotted a white ball lying on the ground, seemingly stained with a substance resembling blood, although I reasoned it must be something different. As I grabbed it, a strange discomfort hit me, leaving me feeling slightly nauseous. Glancing around for the person who threw it, I noticed the area was mostly empty, with no one claiming it. Upon presenting it to the teachers, their astonishment was evident upon realizing it was blood, though they were clueless about its origin. After a couple of weeks have gone by, the thoughts of that day had faded. However, on another eerie overcast day, while wandering alone in the playground, I caught a glimpse out of the corner of my eye. Turning to look, I witnessed that familiar white ball falling to the ground and beginning to roll my direction, stopping just in front of me. Once more, I retrieved the ball, noting that it wasn't covered with any blood this time. Glancing towards the tree line from where it appeared to have been tossed, I scanned the area but saw no one. However, a moment later, a faint voice drifted from the trees. Despite my efforts to closely listen, the words remained too quiet to discern clearly. As I approached the trees in an effort to catch the voice more clearly, I encountered a chain-link fence separating the playground from the woods. As I drew nearer, the words, "You wanna play?" became clear. Attempting to peer through the dense foliage for a better view into the woods, I found my vision hindered by the dim light, struggling to see beyond the darkness. "You can't be out there," I responded. After pausing a moment to listen, I heard a girl's giggle and a response, "Come on, it's fun." I looked back and noticed the teacher assisting another kid. Then again, the voice repeated, "Come on." Glancing at the ball in my grasp, I made a decision to toss it over the fence, curious if the girl I heard would come to retrieve it. Observing as the ball landed amidst some bushes, I patiently waited, but there was no sign or sound of anyone emerging. "Are you still there?" I shouted into the quiet surroundings, but received no response. Glancing back again, I noticed the teacher still occupied with another child, prompting my decision to climb the fence and venture into the woods. I reasoned that I could quickly retrieve the ball and return. Even though the fence wasn't very high, the task of climbing it at the age of 5 presented its own set of challenges. And while the details may be fuzzy in my memory, I can recall receiving a few scratches along the way. Nevertheless, I successfully made it to the other side, now standing at the edge of the woods. With the ball barely visible inside the bushes, I cautiously advanced. The girl's giggling returned, again from the depths of the woods. "Here's your ball," I announced, plucking it from its hiding place. Pressing on into the woods, the laughter of the girl persisted, sending shivers down my spine with each eerie chuckle. As I continued my search, doubts began to cloud my mind, causing me to second-guess my pursuit. Just as I contemplated retreating to the playground, an unusual odor assaulted my senses, swiftly transforming into a nauseating stench. Then, in a startling moment that shook me to my core, I glimpsed a ghostly apparition, barely discernible as a young girl, hovering in the distance. As my gaze met the figure, I found myself paralyzed with terror, unable to move as the apparition floated away. taking with it the eerie giggles and foul odor. Moments later, I was startled by a sudden grip on my shoulder. Upon turning around, I found the teacher standing before me, her expression etched with anger as she demanded, "What are you doing?" Despite my best efforts to explain, she brushed off my words as nonsense and promptly guided us back to the playground. While leaving the woods, I glanced back several times, but everything appeared ordinary, just the somber presence of the damp trees swaying gently in the subtle wind. After weeks had gone by, I bid farewell to the daycare as I transitioned into kindergarten. In my final days, I occasionally mustered the courage to approach the fence near the tree line, but to my luck, there were no more encounters with ghostly forces. Despite my young age, the haunting memory of those eerie days at the daycare still resurfaces in my thoughts to this very day.